Some men spend their entire lives chasing the wrong battles, status, validation, and comfort, only to realize too late that they were fighting against themselves all along. Every day you're being tested, not just by the world but by your own mind. And here's the truth. The man who masters his emotions, his time, and his focus becomes unstoppable. Stoicism isn't just philosophy, it's a war strategy for modern life. It's how you build a calm mind in chaos, clarity in confusion, and strength in suffering. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming powerful, calm, intentional, relentless. The Stoic path isn't easy, but it builds men who are. Let's begin. Part 1. Foundations of the Stoic Mindset. 1. Choose to be your best self, not for recognition but to live with intention and purpose. In a world obsessed with applause, the Stoic chooses the silent path. He doesn't train, study, or discipline himself to be seen, but to be prepared. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." That suffering is often born from living for others' approval. Ask yourself, are you being excellent because it aligns with who you are, or because you're afraid of being overlooked? Being your best self isn't about ego. It's about purpose. Do it for your own standard. Because when you live intentionally, every action carries weight. 2. Act as if you are the best. Raise your internal standards. You don't need to wait to feel confident. You train your identity through action. You become disciplined by acting disciplined. You become strong by acting strong, consistently. Epictetus taught, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." High standards are not perfectionism. They are commitment. Don't lower your standards to match your mood, elevate your behavior to match your vision. 3. Use weakness as fuel, embrace flaws as stepping stones. What if your flaws weren't weights but fuel? Stoics understood that setbacks are necessary. Weakness isn't failure, it's feedback. It's the forge. Ryan Holiday puts it simply, the obstacle is the way. Your insecurity? Use it. Your fear? Face it. Your failure? Study it. Each flaw is raw material. The Stoic doesn't hide them. He transforms them. 4. Elevate others by elevating yourself. Be an example. Your discipline isn't just for you. It raises the standard in the room. A father's patience teaches more than a lecture. A leader's calm becomes contagious. We often think being Stoic is solitary. But it's deeply social. It means embodying strength others can lean on. Become the man others trust when the storm hits. Not because you talk but because you are solid. 5. Failure as feedback, not defeat but data for improvement. Modern psychology calls it a growth mindset. The Stoics just called it life. You either win or you learn. But only if you reflect. After a failure, ask, what was in my control? What must I do differently? This isn't self-loathing, it's self-ownership. Every mistake carries a message. Listen. Part 2. Morning Stoic Habits. 1. Find your purpose, ikigai. You weren't made to just survive the day. A man without purpose is easily distracted, easily broken. Ikigai, the Japanese concept of reason for being, aligns perfectly with Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being." Purpose is your compass. Without it, you drift. With it, even the hardest mornings make sense. Ask yourself daily, why do I wake up? Not for a paycheck. Not just to exist, but to live with meaning. 2. Prepare your morning the night before. The morning begins at night. If you wait until you're exhausted to decide tomorrow's direction, you're already behind. Epictetus taught preparation as power. No man is free who is not master of himself. Plan your day. Choose your priorities. Lay out your gear. Decide who you will be before fatigue decides for you. Mental clarity starts with mental intention. Don't stumble into your morning. Engineer it. 3. Avoid distractions at the start of the day. The first hour shapes your state. If you wake up to noise, notifications, gossip, chaos, you forfeit control. Start in silence. With purpose. Read, reflect, breathe. Train your focus early and it will serve you all day. Modern psychology confirms what the Stoics knew. Cognitive load is real. Decision fatigue is real. Guard your first hour like a sacred ritual. 4. Wake up consistently. Discipline begins with your alarm clock. Consistency programs your mind to expect performance, not permission. Seneca said, While we wait for life, life passes. That time between snoozes? It's not rest. It's regret in disguise. Wake up early, not for hustle culture but to own your hours. A man who controls his mornings controls his life. 5. Start easy, aim for progress. Perfection is the enemy. Progress is the goal. Don't overload your mornings with pressure. Start with one win, a cold shower, 5 minutes of journaling, 1 page of wisdom. The Stoics didn't chase intensity. They chased consistency. Small wins build strong foundations. The momentum of action silences doubt. 6. Practice small disciplines. Make your bed. Stand tall. Speak clearly. These aren't just habits, they're declarations. A disordered room often reflects a disordered mind. Order your space and you begin to order your thoughts. Cleanliness, sharpness, precision. These are not shallow, they are training. Every small act of discipline trains you to face larger battles. 7. Accountability partner. Even the Stoics had peers. Seneca wrote letters to Lucilius not just to teach, but to reflect and grow. You need someone who holds you to your highest standard. Someone who sees your blind spots and reminds you of your strength. Growth is not isolation, it's alignment. Find a brother, a mentor, a mirror. Walk this path with someone who refuses to let you slip. Part 3. Core Stoic Principles. 1. Memento mori, remember you will die. This isn't morbid, it's liberating. Death is the ultimate filter. It strips away the meaningless and sharpens what truly matters. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. You don't have time to waste. Not on petty arguments. Not on chasing validation. Not on fear. When you remember death, you start to live. 2. Negative visualization. Imagine losing what you take for granted. Your sight. Your freedom. A loved one. Not to torment yourself, but to awaken appreciation. This Stoic exercise teaches resilience. By rehearsing loss in the mind, you become stronger in the heart. Modern psychology agrees. When we mentally prepare for loss, we reduce anxiety and increase gratitude. What you fear, you often overestimate. What you rehearse, you begin to own. 3. Practice gratitude. Gratitude is strength, not softness. It anchors your focus to what is real, not what is missing. Every morning, write down 3 things. Not grand achievements, simple things. Hot water, a roof, a clear breath. Gratitude rewires the mind to scan for abundance instead of lack. As Epictetus said, he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Focus only on what you can control. You can't control traffic, but you can control your breath. You can't control someone's opinion, but you can control your response. This is the core of Stoicism. The dichotomy of control. Everything else is noise. Detach from outcomes. Own your effort. That's real power. 5. See obstacles as opportunities. Every struggle is a chance to grow. Not after it's over, during it. When something blocks your path, it becomes the path. Ryan Holiday captured it best. The obstacle is the way. That betrayal, that failure, that rejection, don't curse it. Learn from it. Use it. Let it shape you. 6. Live in the present moment. The Stoics weren't just focused, they were grounded. The past is gone. The future is unknown. Now is all you have. Anxiety lives in the future. Regret lives in the past. Peace lives in presence. Train your mind to return. To your breath, your task, your step, your word. 7. Build self-discipline. Discipline is not punishment. It's freedom from chaos. It's structure. It's peace. A man without discipline is a slave, to impulse, to comfort, to distraction. Epictetus was clear, no man is free who is not master of himself. Every time you say no to comfort, you say yes to growth. 8. Develop emotional resilience. Stoicism doesn't mean suppressing emotion. It means mastering it. You feel the anger, but you don't act from it. You feel fear, but you don't obey it. Respond. Don't react. That gap is where your power is. 9. Accept change. Everything changes. Friends, careers, health, seasons. Clinging creates suffering. Flowing creates peace. The Stoics saw change not as loss but as law. What leaves makes space for what's next. 10. Don't care what others think. Live by values, not opinions. People will judge either way. Let them. Seneca warned, if you live according to nature, you will never be poor. If you live according to opinion, you will never be rich. Approval is a prison. Escape it. 11. Practice compassion and empathy. Everyone is fighting a battle you can't see. The Stoic doesn't just judge, he understands. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant." Yet he remained kind. Stoicism isn't cold. It's clarity with compassion. 12. Reflect and review daily. Seneca ended his days asking, "What did I do well? What could I have done better?" Self-reflection is how you correct course. Without it, you drift. At night, ask yourself, did I live with virtue today? Was I honest, calm, courageous? This habit sharpens your soul. Part 4. Identifying toxicity, advanced wisdom. 1. Charming and charismatic at first. Toxic people rarely arrive with red flags. They show up with charm, attention, and praise. But charm without character is a mask. Seneca warned, associate with people who are likely to improve you. A man's true nature is revealed over time, especially when the attention fades. Pay attention to consistency, not charisma. Charisma impresses. Character endures. 2. Lack of empathy. One of the deepest signs of toxicity is emotional coldness. They don't truly listen. They don't genuinely care. Everything becomes transactional. The Stoic man listens with intention. Toxic people listen to respond, or to manipulate. Ask yourself, do they honor your feelings or weaponize them? 3. Manipulation. Guilt. Gaslighting. Flattery. These are tools used to confuse your instincts. Stoicism teaches clarity. If you often feel emotionally fogged, doubting your own reality, you're being manipulated. Epictetus reminds us, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. But awareness is the first defense. Do not explain your worth to those committed to misunderstanding you. 4. Controlling behavior. Control isn't always loud. Sometimes it's subtle, discouraging your dreams, isolating you from support, demanding your time. Whether it's emotional, financial, or social control, it's not strength. It's fear disguised as dominance. A Stoic man respects freedom in himself and others. Control without consent is corruption. 5. Pathological lying. Truth builds trust. Lies destroy it. Toxic people twist narratives. They deny the undeniable. They rewrite events to fit their agenda. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect." If someone consistently makes you question what you saw, felt, or heard, they're not seeking truth. They're hiding from it. 6. Set healthy boundaries. You don't have to explain your standards, but you do have to enforce them. A Stoic draws clear lines, not to control others but to protect his own peace. Boundaries are not walls. They're doors with locks. You choose who gets access. When someone disrespects a boundary, they're not challenging you, they're revealing themselves. 7. Use Stoic mind training. The Stoic toolkit becomes essential here. Self-awareness. Step back from the situation. Observe without judgment. Pause before reacting. The first emotion is often instinct. The second is wisdom. Reframe your perspective. Ask, what lesson is here? What am I being taught? Accept what's out of your control. You can't change someone's nature, but you can choose your response. Toxicity loses its power when you stop feeding it with your energy. Walk away without anger. That's Stoic strength. Part 5. 10 Timeless Stoic Principles Revisited with Depth. 1. Firm purpose. Without a firm purpose, you drift. Every distraction becomes a detour. Every emotion becomes a command. The Stoic doesn't live by impulse, he lives by principle. Define your mission clearly. What do you stand for? What are you building? Viktor Frankl said, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how." Purpose isn't a luxury. It's your anchor. 2. Guard your mind. Your mind is your most sacred ground. What you allow in will shape who you become. Modern life is full of noise, news cycles, shallow opinions, manufactured outrage. The Stoic mind filters constantly. Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters." Your thoughts are the foundation of your future. Guard them fiercely. 3. Handle criticism with composure. You'll be judged, misunderstood, even hated, for doing the right thing. Good. That means you're building something real. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Truth requires no defense. You don't need to shout. You need to stand. Take what is useful from criticism. Discard the rest. Never let it shake your soul. 4. Transform offense. What offends you reveals you. The Stoic turns insult into insight. People may disrespect you, ignore you, undervalue you. Let them. That's their mirror, not yours. Reframe offense as training. Each emotional trigger is a lesson in detachment. 5. Overcome fear and shame. Fear paralyzes. Shame enslaves. Both are illusions created in the mind. The Stoics faced death, exile, betrayal, and still held their posture. Because they knew this, fear only controls the man who obeys it. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the refusal to bow to it. 6. Anticipate obstacles, premeditatio malorum. Before every major move, pause and imagine what could go wrong. Not to become cynical, but to become prepared. This is Stoic mental training. Anticipate adversity to reduce surprise. Premeditatio malorum isn't pessimism. It's precision. By confronting difficulty in your mind first, you strengthen your spirit for the real battle. 7. Respond, don't react. Reaction is emotional. Response is intentional. The Stoic creates space between stimulus and decision. That space is where mastery lives. Train your response like a warrior trains his reflexes. Calm, focused, strategic. 8. Live according to nature. To the Stoics, living according to nature meant living with virtue, courage, justice, self-control, and wisdom. Stop chasing artificial identities. Align your actions with truth. Live honestly. Speak clearly. Act rightly. You're not here to be someone else. You're here to become fully yourself. 9. Voluntary hardship. Seek discomfort before it seeks you. Train while others sleep. Fast when food is abundant. Face fear when you could hide. Seneca practiced poverty not out of masochism but preparation. When hardship arrives, and it will, you won't be surprised. You'll be ready. 10. Dichotomy of control. Some things are up to you. Some are not. Know the difference. Your attitude, your discipline, your choices. These are yours. The weather, the past, other people's opinions, not yours. Freedom is found in letting go of what was never yours to control. 11. Never play the victim. Life hits hard, but self-pity is a choice. The Stoic owns every response, every decision, every setback. Not because he deserves blame, but because he deserves power. Victimhood steals strength. Responsibility restores it. 12. Practice delayed gratification. Not now doesn't mean never. The man who resists impulse today earns the reward tomorrow. Train yourself to wait, to endure, to delay. This is the essence of discipline, choosing long-term strength over short-term comfort. 13. Ignore naysayers. Let them doubt. Let them talk. You weren't born to fit into their limitations. You were born to transcend them. Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Let your actions answer everything. Power isn't found in noise. It's found in discipline, in clarity, and in relentless self-mastery. A Stoic man doesn't wait for perfect conditions. He becomes the condition. He creates order in chaos, strength in silence, and purpose in pressure. This philosophy isn't just ancient, it's eternal. Because the real war has always been within. Against weakness. Against distraction. Against fear. So choose now, will you live by reaction or by reason? Will you be shaped by circumstance or will you forge character? Start small. Wake up earlier. Say no to what weakens you. Reflect each night. Speak less. Mean more. Keep your promises. Because every act of discipline echoes into your destiny. Now take a moment. Reflect on what struck you. What must change? What truth hit hardest? Write it in the comments. Share your insight. Your next step. Your challenge. Subscribe for more content that arms your mind and sharpens your spirit. Like this video if it brought you clarity. And above all, live deliberately. Because a calm mind, a clear purpose, and a strong will, that's Stoic, that's powerful, that's you.